congratulate you to admission to our course. And well, let's take some moments to get to know each other a little bit better. I hope that you remember. My name is Mary, and I'm the curator of this course. And if you have any organizational questions, please feel free to reach me out. Well, let's move on. What we have for today? Firstly, I will take a small talk about our company, like some introductions information, also about our Leverx expertise and EADO activities. And after that, we will move on to the our course more of map, what we do next. And after that, I will give my floor to Igor and his lecture. Well, but before we dive into, let's check your engagement today and check how you can use our Zoom. Please, it will be small, tricky questions. I hope it will be fun, but maybe not. Please choose in chat what you prefer more, melon or watermelon. I don't know why I find these questions funny. Just to check that you can use our chat and everything's fine. Melon or watermelon? Unfortunately, Igor, I'm not. Sounds like a battle. I hope you won't fight because of the answers. Yeah, but I'm the same page with you, Baisha. I also like both. Well, this is one of the perks of working in our office. It sounds like a Holy Tuesday. We have like a fruitful day. Yeah, it's like a spoilers for you about our office offices in the future. Well, great. We're ready to start introducing ourselves to our company. I hope so, because you already know how to use Zoom. And well, what I want to say next. Throughout this course, you will also get to know two our speakers who will assist you along the way. I'm really pleased to introduce you to amazing speakers. It will be Igor and Sergey. Both are lead developers on various projects. And yes, they have some time for us of their busy schedule to conduct this course for you. Additionally, there will be a team of mentors throughout this course. Whom maybe Igor will tell you a little bit more about later. They will review your assignments alongside the lectures, so by the end of the course, you will be familiar with nearly all the key players in the Node.js department team. Well, I can say also that both of these lectures understand firsthand what it's like to go through a Node.js course because they were once in your shoes, and maybe they will tell you a little story about it later, of course. So I hope that you're ready to ask their questions because look into their eyes. They're eager to answer to your questions during the lectures. Please be active. In the chat also, I hope that you already understand how to use Google Chat. Yeah, maybe you will know about it later also during the course. But please be active. It will be payable for your future maybe opportunity to join our team. Well, let's move on. And here you are. You will see a variety of figures and information that we take pride in as a Leverx company. Let's get over of some important points. Well, the company was founded in 2003. Leverx is a global IT service provider specializing in SAP solutions, custom software development, and IT consulting for over 20 years. Our primary mission has been to help businesses optimize their process and achieve their strategic goals through innovative technology, of course. We offer a wide range of services, including SAP implementation and support, custom software development, cloud solution, IT consulting, business process optimization. Each of these services is, of course, tailored to meet the unique needs of our clients. In terms of number, our workforce comprise over 200 employees who bring diverse skills and expertise to each project. And we have successfully completed over 1,000 projects globally and have a proven track records of helping businesses. Um, Furthermore, LeverX operates from 16 offices across 11 countries. Yeah, you can see this big map. Well, that's enable us to provide localized support and services to our clients. I'd like to highlight that we already have an office in Tbilisi, and we're excited to soon celebrate our first anniversary there, like our first year in Georgia. And in each of office that we pride to say that our employees have access to all the necessary equipment to create a productive working environment. Well, we embrace flexibility, like allowing our team members to work both from the office and remotely. The first question from me is, well, the second question for me, which do you prefer, remote work or working in the office? I know that some of you are living not in Tbilisi, but it's also nice questions. What do you prefer, remote or in the office? Oh, hybrid, yeah, it's also working for us. So many questions. Recently, if you can see on the next slide, you can see some photos of our offices, and yeah, there's a cat. Recently, we had an animal day event where employees brought their furry friends to the office, and the next month there will be like the another one celebrate. Maybe you will see it on our Instagram. Yeah. Well, more of that information that I can say is on the next slide, you can see the global system integrators that we're working alongside as LeverX. The companies listed on this slide are major players in the fields of information technology and consulting. They offer a wide range of services, but what about LeverX? We have some advantages. Of course, we're specializing in SAP. LeverX possesses strong expertise in SAP solutions. It's enable us to offer specialized services and individual approach with smaller size compared to larger competitors allows us to provide more flexible and personalized solutions. We are still small, but we can do much more. Innovative technologies also are working with us, like we actively integrate new technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning into our offerings, and much more. As a result, LeverX distinguishes itself from other companies through its specializing and individualized approach to clients' needs. Companies that we work with, you can see some big names. We collaborate with diverse array of companies across various industries. As I said before, it's SAP. It can be like a BMW group, Philips, Bosch, and etc. etc. This list it's much more than I can put on this small slide. Well, at LeverX, we take pride in our comprehensive range of expertise across various technologies. As you may see, it's a long list, but please take a note of our key areas of expertise. It's development languages, web and mobile technologies, data management, quality assurance integration, business solutions. We have professional expertise in over 40 different technology fields. As you know, this course is focused on Node.js, and while you may encounter that areas highlighted here in the slides during this course, you will certainly come across them as a part of our development team. I hope so. I'm believing you. Well, we are fostering growth and knowledge throughout the various educational initiatives and such as course. What on which stage that you are. We already have like interviews, you got some tests, of course, but what goes next is 7 lectures here in Zoom. The session will be the same like the link. After each lecture, we'll have a home task, and at the end of the course, you will have a final project that you need to defend before our speakers, and the best of the best will get a job offer at the end of the course. I'm sure you that all of you have the opportunity to succeed and complete this course successfully. I hope so. Yeah, Igor, you also believe in them?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, this next slide, you will see some of the previous of photos of our previous graduates students. Yeah, and at the center of the photo, you can see Igor, the main bright star. Yeah, what I can say more. Exactly, some interesting fact for you. Exactly 1 year ago, we had our first Node.js course in Georgia, and here our small anniversary also. Since then, we successfully conducted 7-8 different courses, not only Node.js, and welcome around 25 talented developers to our team from Georgia. I'm not talking about Belarus, Poland, and other country. I'm talking about only Georgia. But moreover, Igor can confirm that approximately 16% of our current Node.js team members join us through these courses. In fact, many of our current lectures, also complete them. I'm just remind you. Uh, so when you come to our team, what awaits you? It's simple. Our employees enjoy a wide range of benefits, and firstly, it will be like a sport compensation and subscription, like membership. If you're talking about Georgia, it will be like Fit Pass. If you're talking about Belarus, like multi-sport. Also, gifts for special occasions. Employees receive presents for events like birthday, New Year, Programmer's Day, internal soft skills and hard skill courses. We also provide various training programs for our employees to develop essential skills. And like the top of cherry, like medical insurance that we work in also that works after probation period for our employees, and language courses. It's related to English, German courses. It's also free for our employees. Also, we have corporate events that we organize regular, some master classes, some other events like outdoors events. It's also, what can I say at the end of this my small speech? That at LeverX we're committed to creating a really supportive and enriching environment where our employees can thrive both personally and of course professionally. I hope that you will join us and experience all these benefits of being part of our team. Okay, thank you for your attention. It was short, but maybe do you have some questions? I'm really open for answering. You can write them in the chat or use your voice. It's also working for us. Okay. Oh, and then I can see that all of you are turned on the camera. Oh, not all of you, but most of you. Nice to see your faces. Do you have any questions, guys?
So there's a question. Which system do you use to check our homeworks? Are they correct or not? It's interesting.
Yeah, it will be a GitLab system. Yeah, so after the lecture, I will provide you with the access to this system. Yeah, where we will handle all the homeworks. Yeah, and I will just provide the detailed information about that in the chat. Yeah.
Sorry, GitLab system you said, right?
Yes. Yes.
So we will have our own branches on GitLab and we will push our code into it, or what will be it like?
Yeah, so basically, each one of you will have a separate project there. Yeah, and each homework should have their own branch. And let's say each homework will extend the existing one. So on the first homework, you will implement some kind of, let's say, task, by the requirement that we provide you with. But at the second homework, you will extend the existing implementation based on new requirements. So it will be like, adding new features to the existing implementation.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question regarding the final project. Is it like the continuation of the homework, or it's a completely different one?
Yeah, it's a completely different one.
And we will choose it, or we will get tasks?
No, it will be the one task for all. Yeah, so we will just provide you with the requirements. Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, I saw the questions, how many students will join LeverX? So we do not have, it's a good question, and we do not have a specific limit, how many we will we will hire from that course. It depends how you show yourself. Yeah, so we're happy to hire all active and like, let's say, productive employees that we have in the course. Yeah, so there is like no specific number. Yeah, but the last course it was around 5 or 6 students. Yeah. Out of the whole group, it was about 20, like it was similar to yours. Yeah, 25 or 28 students.
It's maybe strict to say that in general that after the courses we have like 5-10 students, after the course like of 25-30 students in the group, like the best of the best will come to our team. Some other questions, some tricky questions, some stupid questions, all of them.
How the deadlines will be? It will be like 2 or 3 days from lecture to lecture, or it will be like 1 week for this task and another.
Exactly. Yeah, it will be 1 week for the task. So the day when we are providing you with the homework, you just add 1 week, and that is the deadline of your homework. Yeah.
No more questions?
I have a question.
Of course.
Please. I saw this syllabus and I'm interested. What will be main focus will be on Express.js or Nest.js, or it doesn't matter?
We will touch base on both. Yeah, so we will start from the Express, then it will be a TypeScript, and then you have to rewrite the application in Nest.js. So you will get experience in both.
But
I have a
final
question.
task,
Sorry.
just a minute. But final task will be on Nest.js or Express.js?
It depends, but our, like, let's say we prefer Nest.js. So we will provide you also with the stack that you need to implement, but you can always ask us if it's okay to use other technology or something like that. So we will have a discussion there. Yeah.
But you will still be pleased with Nest.js, right?
Yes. Yes.
Good to know.
So this deadline
Okay,
on the final project 1 week still?
No. So as a member, we provide you with the final task even before the last lecture. And the deadline for the final task will be 2 weeks, starting from the end of the last lecture.
Thank you.
which databases will we use?
Yeah, it's more about the relational databases. Yeah, so that's will be the focus of our course. Yeah, so yeah, any relational, Postgres or MySQL, wherever you like.
Okay, so we won't use NoSQL databases, right?
Yeah, so we should discuss that, but yeah, our like we prefer more SQL databases.
Okay,
Yeah.
MySQL.
So I have a question about do we have any learning materials, for example, some PDF files or any other, or just this video calls?
Yeah, these video calls. Yeah, so during the course, I will during the lecture, I will provide you with some kind of slides. Yeah, but we will not share the presentations. We will share the lecture itself. Yeah, and basically the homework will be based on the topics that we cover during the lecture. Yeah, and yeah, you're free to just ask the mentor So if you need some kind of additional resources, or you can investigate that by yourself.
Thank you.
We will work with some kind of ORM or without. Yes, we will work with the ORM. Yeah. So it will be part of our lecture, yeah, the database lecture, and we will provide you with some tasks that are based on a pure SQL, yeah, when you have to write the pure SQL query, and also actively using the ORM API.
Which ORM, please?
Could you repeat that?
Which ORM you prefer?
The SQLite or TypeORM.
Will be only like specific hours when the mentors are available?
Come again?
Will there be any specific hours when mentors are available to ask questions or discuss something?
Oh, yeah. So after I will provide you with the list of mentors, you can just align with them on the most comfortable time. Yeah, some of them can answer anytime, but for some of them are just prefer, so I will not answer after some late time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can just discuss them with them.
Like in the morning, 4 a.m.
One more question. Will we cover the design patterns?
Yes, as I remember, the design patterns will be in one of the last lectures. Yeah.
The OP one?
Yes, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it's no more questions. Yeah, left. Yeah, congratulations. Please left some questions for the end of the lecture and furthermore. But for now, just like the last small task from my side, I want to take some small pictures of you. And if you can turn on your camera, it will be like for our internal news and also for our memory to remember how many of you were on our course. Please, yeah, just like if you have a possibility to turn on your camera, please do so. If you can't, it's also okay. Yeah, of course, we can wait one more. Just like
Sorry, I
prepare
don't have
yourself.
a camera.
It's okay. It's okay. Hello, everyone. How beautiful you are. I'm not blind. Okay, and takes a picture. That's why you need some smiley face. I hope so. Okay, just to remember that was the
Oh, I
option.
forgot to show my bird. Maybe better to take it next time.
It's okay. I won't tell anyone. Okay, one shot. Here you are, and let me take one another. Maybe the first one was not so lucky. And the next. Now you can relax. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your active participation in this small task. The tasks will be also only from our lecturers, not me. Great. Thank you so much for your time. If you will have some questions after the lecture, some organizational questions, please let me know through the chat or direct. I will try my best to answer it as soon as possible. But for now, I will give you all to our first lecturers for today. Igor, please take care of them, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
yeah, so let's then proceed with the lecture. Finally, yeah. Okay, so first of all, let me introduce myself. Yeah, my name is Yahor, and so I'm a team lead in our Node.js department. So I have over more than 6 years of experience in the Leverix. Yeah, and funny fact, so I was graduated from our first Node.js course. Yeah, so yeah, And it was not a lie. That's more than a half of our employees are graduated from the courses. Yeah, it's like courses takes a big part in our Node.js department. Yeah. So let them talk about the program, yeah, in more details. So we will have 7 lectures, yeah, and let them like take a look at them. So the first one will be the Node.js Basics. Yeah, the second, well, we will dive more into advanced Node.js APIs. Then we will cover the TypeScript. We will get familiar with the Nest.js. Yes. Then we will learn the databases, especially the SQL databases. Then there will be one important topic. Yeah, it's the unit and integration tests. And the last lecture will be OP, where we'll also touch base on the patterns. Okay, so let's move on and let's take a look at the agenda that we are going to learn during this lecture. Yeah, so we'll touch on the asynchronous topic. So how the asynchronous code is handled in JavaScript. Then we will move to the Node.js setup. So how you are actually setting up the Node.js, what kind of tools and topics you need to know. Yeah, then we will learn the NPM, the system to work with the packages in JavaScript. And then we will move to the topic that are related to actually implementing the APIs. It will be the HTTP protocols, the REST, and the so how we can actually implement the our API using the HTTP model of the Node.js. Okay, so let's move to the basics. Yeah, so Node.js is based on the JavaScript. Yeah, and as you can see, the JavaScript is interpreted language. It means that there is no like compilation part. So the code is just executed by the interpreter. Yeah, and yeah, that's how it works. So it's dynamic types. It has dynamic types. So as you may know, there is no like strict typing in the JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript is single-threaded. So we will touch a little bit more on that later. Yeah, when we will get familiar with the event loop. And basically, you can implement the client-side, backend applications, and even desktop applications using the JavaScript. So let's then touch the single threading. Yeah. So what is the single threading and what it brings to the code? So as you can see here, we have a general JavaScript code where we like execute some kind of, let's say, the call to the database. Yeah, and we are trying to find the book by its ID. Yeah, and the thing is that the calls to the external systems, such as databases or external APIs, could take a long time in comparison with the synchronous code, like looping and to doing some kind of other things that we can implement using the JavaScript. Yeah, and so here we have a problem. Yeah, if we execute this kind of code, all other code will be blocked until it execute this kind of call to the database. Yeah, and how to solve them? So there was, as I mentioned, in JavaScript we implemented the asynchronous way of writing code. Is that the other code that is doing in parallel could be executed, yeah? And the first implementation of the asynchronous code was the callback. So the callback is basically a function passed into another function as an argument. And this additional function will be executed after. Yeah. So as you can see here is the basic implementation of the callback. Yeah. So in the main function called get comments by book ID, as the second parameter we have a callback function. Yeah. And in the code we are executing that function. And as you can see at the bottom, yeah, that's how we are handling the callbacks. Yeah. And it was okay until one specific problem. And the problem was callback how. So code is not always the simple one. Yeah, you have to write a lot of things, and the business logic could be pretty complex. Yeah, so a lot of developers faced an issue with that because when you are doing that kind of chain of the callbacks, it becomes really tricky to understand and to follow. Yeah, so to resolve that, the developers of the JavaScript actually implemented the promises. So promises is just an object that may produce a single value sometime in future. Yeah, so it's the new way of handling asynchronous code. So in which states could be the promise could be? It's the fulfilled, rejected, or pending. So when we just execute the promise, yeah, the promise is in the pending state, and after that it could be fulfilled or rejected. Okay. So here is some examples of the promise feature. Yeah. So in the function that we define, as you can see, we have we define the promise. We are creating the promise with a new statement, and then providing some kind of logic there. Yeah. And at the bottom, as you can see, there are different ways of how you can handle the promises. Yeah. So the first one is creating the promise and then catching it in the then block. But as you can see, there is like a second parameter in the then statement. Yeah. And this is like the rejection. Yeah. It's not some kind of error. It's when the code is follows the reject, let's say, way, not the resolve. Yeah. And the latest line of code, the last line of code, is actually handling the errors. So I don't know, for some reason, one of our servers returned some kind of error, and that's how we can handle the error. Yeah. So error is not as successful, let's say expected behavior. Yeah. But reject, we could expect the reject also. Yeah. And the error is not expected. Also, touching base on some promise features, yeah. So we have two also variants of handling promises. So as you can see in the first example, we create two promises, yeah, and then doing some filtering. So the problem here is that it's two different promises. Yeah, and the second promise, it's a separate one, and it basically will not filter the data. Yeah, but to keep it in the chain, yeah, here is the second example that is presented. Yeah, when we have two then methods at the same promise. So first then statement filters the data, and the second then statement handling actually the data, yeah, and just logging it. Okay, and what problem we faced with the promises. With the promises, then we faced the issue with the with the chain of then statements. Yeah, and it's not that always easy to follow this kind of code because you have then, cache, then. So yeah, it's like let's say promise hell. Yeah, and to resolve that, the new feature was introduced, and it's async await. So I guess the most of you are familiar with that kind of way of writing asynchronous code. So it's just a syntaxes sugar, yeah, under the promises. And the way how it works, it makes your code to look like you are writing a basic synchronous code without that kind of then statements. Yeah. So yeah, and that's how it looks. Yeah, as you can see, the first function, get comments by book ID, actually under the hood creating the promise, but you can write the asynchronous code in a synchronous way. Yeah, so it's much easy to understand in comparison with the way how we wrote it with the promises with like .then, .catch, and .then. Yeah. Okay, so that was it for the asynchronous code. So let's move to the Node.js setup. So what is the Node.js? Yeah, is it a language, framework, or place to write Angular? The answer is that Node.js is a server-side JavaScript environment. Yeah, so it's basically the system that executes the JavaScript at some kind of server, yeah, not in the browser. So how it was actually invented, yeah. So the innovation was introduced by Ryan Dahl, yeah, and so the idea was that okay, let's take a code, the engine that existed in the Google Chrome, and basically create a platform that is based on that engine. So we can write the JavaScript code not only in the client side, I mean in the browser, yeah, but also implement the server side, yeah, that we can work with to interact with the files and some kind of additional things like simultaneous work with blocking operations and I/O operations. Yeah, and what let's say provide with some kind of brief architecture of the Node.js. Yeah, so there is like part of the source code, and under the source code we have Node.js internals. Yeah, and what is the Node.js internals? They are like Node.js APIs, is the file system, events to handle the event-based architecture, buffer and streams. It's objects that we use to work with the files. Yeah. And also some additional like tools like HTTP, yeah, and some networking stuff. In addition to that, we have not just bindings, yeah, such as sockets and HTTP, yeah. So it's just it's like basically libraries that bind two different programming languages. Yeah, so the code could be written into one language and can be used in code written in another library. Yeah, so we have we have C and C++ add-ons. So it's just code written in C++ that we can use in the Node.js. Yeah. the V8 engine, yeah, that we can, the Node.js is based on. Some additional things like libu, like event loop, async IO, and thread pool. The C areas and HTTP patterns, like additional things, just wanted to mention. And basically your operation systems, it could be Windows, Linux, or macOS. Let's then talk about what is V8 engine. So before like the Node.js was implemented, the code was executed only in the client side, and the thing that was responsible for executing the code was the V8 engine. This engine, what it does, this engine basically convert the JavaScript code into the binary code. I mean the machine code that the computer could understand. Yeah. And the V8 is not the only engine that was introduced. There are some additional like browsers that introduced their own engine. So as you can see, the Edge browser has its own Chakra engine. The Firefox also has a SpiderMonkey, but the most popular was the Google Chrome, yeah, with their V8 engine. Yeah. Okay, but the thing is that engine is basically just a technology that understands the syntax of the JavaScript language and translates it into a machine code. So let's take a look at how that actually works. Yeah. So the engine under the hood has its own process of handling the code. Yeah, it's pretty big process. I don't want to dive into more details here because it's pretty big topic and it will take a lot of time. Yeah, but we need to cover other things. So so we prepared that slide to represent you with the process of event loop. So event loop is how this engine is handling the code that you write in JavaScript. It has pretty different phases. Yeah, as you can see from the right side, you have a source code of the engine, and each line of code represents the specific phase, like is loop alive? Yeah, checking the timers, pending callbacks, idle or prepare, poll, check, and close callbacks. And basically, this kind of loop working all the time and processing some part of the code that is executed by the engine. Okay. So then moving to the Node.js itself, yeah, and sticking to the topic, so how we can even start working with the Node.js. So Node.js is a platform that you can easily download from the official site, yeah. So when you follow the Node.js site, you will see the link with the let's say with the page where you can download the download the Node.js based on your settings. Yeah, like let's say you are using the Windows. Some of them might use the Linux or macOS. Yeah, and you can also decide which version do you want to use. So most of the developers use the LTS when they are starting a new project. Yeah, the LTS stands for the long-term support. It means that this is the stable version of the Node.js. Yeah, the Node.js team fixed the major part of the issues, and they think and they sure, yeah, that this kind of like version is stable, and they will support this version in case of any kind of errors or issues appear. Yeah. Yeah, so basically you can download the latest version and start working with the Node.js. Yeah, but how you can just start your work? Yeah, so there is like a tool called Node Version Manager, the NVM system. Let's say that the commercial work is not always works with the LTS system. Yeah, and let's say you have different services. Yeah, you have like, let's say, microservice architecture where you have one main let's say service using the Node.js 21 version, and other uses the 10th version. And it's become pretty tricky to handle these versions, because you need to download the specific version, manually delete the previous one. And the tool that helps you with handling the versions of the Node.js is NVM. So it's pretty useful thing when you are using this tool. So let's take a look at the main commands that you can use. Yeah. So when you would like to install a specific version of the Node.js, you can use just type this command in your terminal, nvm install, yeah, and then provide a specific version. So let's say you want to use the 10th version, yeah, or 21st version, yeah. And by switching between the versions, yeah, you are just using the NVM use and then providing the specific version of the node that you would like to use. And also you can, with the last command, NVM LC, you can see the entire list of the downloaded Node.js versions that you have. Yep. But the Node.js is not always about implementing your own code. Yeah. Most of the tools and let's say code was implemented before you. Yeah, and you can use that in your application. So to support you with that kind of thing, yeah, the Node.js provided the npm is a node package manager. So it's let's say a manager of packages in the node. Yeah, any kind of person could share their own some kind of library, yeah, or package with other developers. So other developers don't have to implement that thing from scratch. Yeah, they can just use your own package and just use the easiest way of doing the general things. Yep. The npm is not the only package manager that exist. Yeah, you can also use the yarn. Yeah, and as I can see, the Dachi is not the fan of npm, and I completely understand you. Yeah, because npm could, in some cases, could take a lot of time to solve that packages. Yeah, as I remember, in one project, it takes about 3 or 4 minutes to install all the packages. And when we try to use Yarn or other alternatives, yeah, it's become pretty quick. But it depends what you prefer. Yeah, it's not always the best and the worst. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the package. What is the package? Package is actually just a JavaScript code that was written by another developer, or, for example, as you. Yeah, you can also take part in the some kind of open source projects. So the open source is just an open package with the source code when you can just join the development and implement some features. Yeah. And what is the package and of which parts it consists of? Yeah, it consists of several, let's say, files that are required to be a part of your package to be uploaded to the NPM. It has docs, yeah, some kind of library. It's a source code. It could also include some tests. The index.js is just a main file of to execute your code. Some kind of additional things like ESLint or TSLint to make sure that your code is structured. Yeah, and package.json, package log. So basically, your code your package could also be based on other packages. Yeah. So let's say you implemented some advanced tool to interact with the, I don't know, HTTP. Yeah. To provide some kind of abstraction. Yeah. And you need to implement this kind of interaction with the HTTP. And for example, you can use some other tools that's already handling the calls to external systems like Axios or like other things. Yeah. Okay, so that's about the package and how to use NPM. So by executing the NPM init, you're just initializing the NPM. There will be a specific folder with all the packages that you have. Yeah, and by executing the command called npm install and then providing the package name, yeah, you can install a specific package. Yeah, and by executing the npm uninstall, yeah, you can uninstall the package that you added, and let's say you providing some kind of proof of concept. Yeah, you're installed one package, used its API and think that, oh, it's not that great. I can maybe try an alternative. So you're just uninstalling them and moving to the next package. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing that we would like to touch base is regarding the ESLint. Yeah. The ESLint is actually the thing, the tool that you use to make some kind of rules, yeah, to your code. And when other developers will write code, so they will follow the same rules, yeah. So you can, for example, at the second line, you can provide no console logging. Yeah, it will be not an error during the build of your application, but it will be a warning. Yeah, or for example, you can provide the rule to highlight the not used variables that you're adding. And so how it will look like? Yeah, it will look like this. So when you write your code and install that kind of tool called ESLint, yeah, this extension, it will highlight the code and say that, oh, this like service that you are using is not defined. Yeah, or the function or method that you implemented is never used. Yeah. So with that kind of tool, you will keep your code clean and up to date, yeah, and make sure that you are avoiding some kind of errors, yeah, or issues while implementing it. And also, additional thing that we would like to point you, yeah, is that the pre-tier. The pre-tier is more about the style of the code. Yeah, some of them, let's say the typical example here is some of them prefer to wrap the code of if statement in the brackets And some of them, some developers do not prefer that. Some of developers prefer to use tabulation of 2 spaces. Some of them prefer the tabulation of 4 spaces. Yeah, and to avoid that kind of math in the code, yeah, the prettier thing was introduced. So it's the thing that format your code and stick it into the so all developers will have the same format of writing code. Yeah, and as you can see here, you can just see some kind of rules, yeah, about the semicolons. It will automatically, for example, change the semicolons. It will also the single quote instead of double quoting, yeah, and the providing the tabulation, yeah. And this is the example how the prettier works. You can see, I don't know, for some reason your cat, while you were implementing, put a lot of spaces here, yeah. But within this kind of tool, by setting everything up, you can just hit the command save, yeah, or control save, and on that action, the prettier will execute all the rules that you like you set up, yeah, and it will automatically move from the first version to the second one. Yeah, so that's how we can keep everything clean and straightforward. And it looks much better than we have before. So you can install that kind of things in the platform that you're using for writing the code. It could be the VS Code. Yeah, it's just an extensions. You are defining the prettier, the ESLint here. Also, if you are using the WebStorm extensions, you can also install the these kind of tools with the platform. Yeah. So it depends on how you are doing that, but the settings, the file for the settings that you are defining is always the same, and it exists in the code of your application.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Sure.
As you mentioned, it needs to, for example, configure this path, and I'm interested, like some middle and senior developers have this configured and reused, or actually you have to configure this every time, or is there any like senior level config for both of them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's say we do not like the most part of our projects already set these things up, yeah, and we are basically extending them. And if you would like to, let's say, we have a new project, yeah, so there is like a set of rules, yeah, that we just provide from project to project, and we think that the most effective or the most let's say suitable, user-friendly, and we are just share them, but we do not have a specific list of rules in specifically our Node.js department. Yeah, so yeah, it depends on the project. Yeah, it's also could vary on the like which person prefer to write in which way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks very much.
Sure. So it was ideal time for asking the question. Yeah. So let's maybe have a little break for about 5 minutes. Yeah, and then we will proceed with the next part of our lecture. Yeah. So feel free to have a cup of tea or coffee, or we can proceed. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing that we will also discuss is the debugging. Yeah. What is the debugging? So let's say you have implemented the code, and after some kind of quality assurance engineer checked some code, your code, yeah, and he said, oh, in that kind of flow, you have some kind of issue, yeah, and it's just providing unexpected, let's say, the error or behavior, yeah, and you need to identify in which part of code it works incorrectly, yeah. So with the help of debugging, you can put some kind of things to follow. Let's say the problem could be pretty different. Yeah, it could be execution of unnecessary function, or there is some kind of different value in the code. Yeah, and you need to somehow identify that. So what kind of debugging types you can use to identify the problem? The simplest way of doing that is using the console log. Yeah, so basically in your code, you are providing a lot of console logs to see the state of the code that you are executing. And with the help of that tool, yeah, you can see, so, okay, what is the value before the function execution, what is the value after the function or some code execution, and you can identify and follow the logic and identify the specifically place where the problem is, yeah? But that's not the great way of handling that, yeah? So you can also use the IDE to handle the debugging. So it has a specific debugging mode where you can put the breakpoints. So basically, as you can see at the 5th line, there is some kind of, let's say, blue flag, yeah, or in common ways, it's a red dot, yeah. And it means that when the function of bubble sort is executed, your IDE system will basically stop on that specific state, yeah, on this specific line of code. And when it stops, you can, as from the right side, you can see all the variables that exist. Yeah, as you can see, there is like length, an input array, and other things. Yeah, and also the callback stack. Yeah, it's how that the code was executed. So let's say the bubble sort also could internally execute some other function, and this function could execute another function. So in the call stack, you can see the call stack. Yeah, and basically, it's this debugging mode provides you with the way of stepping for about one line of code. Yeah, so you can follow all loop that you have, or you can skip the loop and let's say stop on the 15th line, yeah, and see what is the state there. Yeah, so it's more effective way, yeah, but you can do whatever you like. If let's say from my point, sometimes I'm use the console log, yeah. If I understand, oh, that's problem might be pretty simple and the code is not complicated, I will just provide the console log and yeah, see the problem. But when I actually have no idea why that could happen and the code is pretty complex and I need to follow the logic that was implemented, yeah, so I'm using the debugging mode in my IDE. Okay, so that's the thing that we also covered, and moving to the HTTP protocol. And we will also discuss what is the protocol itself. Yeah, the protocol is just an abstractions. Yeah, it's a way to describe the rules for nodes of communication in some kind of network. Yeah. Because let's say you have one computer and another computer, yeah, and there was no like internet and etc. Yeah, and you need to somehow like provide the possibility to interact with one and another, yeah, and to allow this kind of communication, you need to set up rules of how you are going to communicate. Yeah. So what kind of format, in which like form you are going to send a request or other things. Yeah. And that kind of thing is the protocol. So protocol are designed to allow devices to communicate with each other correctly. So you can think of a protocol as a language, yeah? So if two different devices, let's say maybe the mobile phone and the PC, yeah, or programmers communicate differently. So you had to provide a thing that all of them could understand and interact with each other. Yeah. And so we will touch on the IP, the internet, and how it actually works. Yeah. So for each site in the internet, we have a host and port. Yeah. And what is the actually it means? Yeah. The host is like an internet protocol address, I mean IP address. So each site in the internet provided with their own host. And it's basically the link that you are providing, let's say, as an example, in the Google. Yeah. And under the hood, yeah, it resolves all these things and points your specific computer to a specific resource that is responsible for handling the request, yeah, that you are sending, or handling or providing the resource that you are trying to reach. But with this kind of pair of host and port, the port is also took the place. Yeah? And what is the port? Port is actually a number that points to a specific process. Yeah. So what the process means. So let's say in your computer that is located in your home, yeah, and has a specific host, you have different processes. Yeah. Maybe you created two Node.js applications, and each Node.js application need to provide some kind of way to reach it out. Yeah. And the way how it provides you with in a single server, not server, yeah, let's say computer, yeah, is within the ports. So one of your applications could have a port called 443. One of your applications is hosted on the 3000 ports, yeah, and you can provide this kind of specify these ports in your like PC, yeah, or in your resource. Okay, and what is the HTTP? Yeah, and how it's actually related to our topic. Yeah. So HTTP is a protocol of communicating in the World Wide Web. Yeah. So it's like, as we mentioned, a set of rules. Yeah. And this kind of protocol was invented to provide the data in a hypertext way. Yeah. So yeah. So HTTP is based on the request and response, yeah, and the client and server. So what it means, yeah. So it means that one of the let's say participants of that kind of protocol is the client or server. So let's say the client is your PC and some kind of server is the resource in, I don't know, maybe Europe or Africa. Yeah, and when you are sending the request is handled within the HTTP, and it's actually the first part, yeah, the request. And when you send the request, this kind of resource should send you the response, yeah, with some kind of data. Yeah. So it's the request response based, and we will see what is the example of the request and the typical request and typical response structure. Yeah. So as you can see here, yeah, we have a HTTP request structure. So it has the URL, yeah, also the request type, some kind of additional headers, yeah, and cookies like that's provide you with additional information about the client, yep. And also it could have the parameters, yeah, like let's say in this example we have the name of Tom and the password, some kind of password, yeah. And the post request also has their body, yeah, where you can provide some kind of necessary information for the interaction with the some kind of server, yeah. And the response looks like this, yeah. Yeah, it has let's say the protocol version, the response state, yeah, it's okay here. Some kind of additional data, yeah. So the date of the date and time of the response, some kind of metadata about the server that was handling that kind of thing, and also the body of the response that is the hypertext. Yeah. And as you can see in the response and request, yeah, when we are sending the requests, there is a specific thing called URL, and this is how it looks like. Yeah. So it consists of different parts. Yeah, the first part is the main URL, and after the question mark, yeah, there is like a parameters. And how we divide the parameters? The parameters are divided into this kind of reserved character, yeah. And basically after the question mark, we're providing the parameters. So in that case, we have a search parameter with the value of the Node.js, and the second parameter called results with the value of 10. So it's just a name and value pair. Yeah. And moving to the REST API. So what is the REST API? Yeah, the REST API is it's like a representation state transfer. Yeah, REST is the software architectural style that defines a set of constraints to be used for distributed systems and web services. So it just, let's say, provides you the style of writing the API, yeah, so everyone could understand and could easily access the resources. They know which endpoint is responsible for what they need to like provide there. Yeah, so it's just provides an easiest way, more let's say structured way of implementing specifically the APIs. Yeah, but what is the API? Yeah. The API is a computing interface that you define between multiple software intermediaries. Yeah, so let's say you implemented the server and the client, I mean, maybe front end, need to send the requests to your API, and within the structure that you defined, yeah, it could easily like interact with your server, yeah, based on that kind of interface that you are providing. Yeah, and so it's what is the API? API tells us how we can interact with the system. So it just answers the question of how to send the requests, what we need to send, in which way, yeah, and it's provided you with that kind of information. Okay, and moving to the REST API, the constraints that REST API provide you with. So the REST API is client server based. So the main thing is that there is some kind of client or other resource that trying to reach our server with some kind of let's say request. And it's not always some kind of web application. It could be the API of another resource. Let's say the general, like the basic example will be, so let's say we implemented our application, and we need to provide some kind of payment implementation, and the server in that case will be that external third-party API, where we will send the request. So it's the client and server, and the client, it's not always web or like client in the browser. It could be another server. Also the REST is stateless. Also, we could introduce the caching for the REST API just to to save the needs. Let's say to lower the load on our system. So let's say a lot of people just asking for the same top 10, I don't know, some top 10 persons in our systems, and not to execute the request to the database. We can just pre-save the data, and it will be much quicker, for a person to get the data from the cache rather than accessing it from the database. So it has an uniform interface. So basically it tells us to unify everything so all people could understand. It should not provide you with the different things like in the same case you get the different format of the response. So it could be straightforward, follow the same format, follow the same interface, and the format of the API that we are providing. And also, it's good to mention that one of the constraints is the layers. So your application could provide you with some kind of layers. When the one layer is handling the requests, another handling the another logic. So it's like the way how you structure your API. And about the way how to structure the URLs. And the typical URL within the REST API is, for example, you would like to access some kind of entity. It's some kind of, let's say, the namespace. So for the users, you will have a user namespace. For the books, you will have books namespace. And then you can also specify the ID object. So let's say if you would like to access all the books, you can just leave /books. But if you need to access a specific book, you can put the specific ID after the books. And within that request, you can access the specific resource that's responsible for providing you with the data of a specific book. And also you can provide some kind of additional parameters, that could, let's say, if you have a list of books, you can specify how many books you would like to get in a first request, or just providing pagination, you can specify the page that you are trying to access within that kind of request. Okay, and then let's move to the Node.js HTTP package, yeah, and how we actually work with that. So how to start your Node.js application, yeah, and the server, yeah. So there is a specific package called HTTP, where you can basically in the file write a simple code, yeah, that starts the HTTP server and provide you with some kind of, let's say, response here, yeah, and the response here will be hello world. And the last line here is that the server will listen for the port with 3000. And when we are putting this URL in the browser, yeah, we are actually accessing our server, and it's provided you with some kind of response. And that's what we are actually provided here, yeah. And the most this is how we can handle requests inside the request handler or request listener, yeah. So here's the examples, yeah. So request could consist of different parts, yeah. It could have the URL that you are requesting, the method, yeah. It could be the get, post, delete, and put, and also have some kind of headers, yeah. And also you can put some kind of handlers, yeah. So basically listener for getting the body, yeah, that you are providing in the request, pushing it to some kind of variable, yeah, and doing some stuff with that kind of data that you provided. So that's the way of extended way of handling the requests. I mean the part of the requests like the URL method, yeah. And yeah, so also you can use also the response, yeah. You can specify the response within that kind of code. As I mentioned, yeah, you're creating the server. Then there is like a parameters called request and response. And for the response, you can also specify some kind of things that the client will get. Yeah. So in our case, we specified that there will be an additional header called custom header, and we provided that kind of value. Yeah, we set the content type to some kind of also value here. And as you can see, yeah, from the right side, when we send the request to our API, it provides you with the in the response the specific data that we provided here. Yeah. And the simple routing in the Node.js is represented here. Yeah. So as we mentioned, after creating the server with that specific function, we could also, as I mentioned, write a code based on the values that we get in the request. So in that case, we check if the request method is get and the request URL is /user, then we are executing some kind of logic, yeah? And in that case, we are providing the data of Alice. And yeah, and as you can see, yeah, we form some kind of data here and providing it into the response with the end function. So response will have the response, and in the body of the response, it will have the data that we provided here. Yeah, and in case if that request does not match the condition that we wrote here, yeah, it will just send the empty response. Yeah. So that's how we write the simple HTTP server using the Node.js. Yeah. And yeah, that's it for the lecture. So do you have any questions?
I have one about actually a couple of about caching and network. So as you mentioned about caching, actually, should you just as a developer create caching for project needs, and are there any patterns that you reuse for projects, or actually is that always new approaches for different projects?
And by catching, what do you mean?
By catching,
Oh,
like,
or you
for
mean
example,
caching?
yeah. Like you create every time
it's
nothing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just
I
I
was
don't want
repeating
to
my question
interrupt
again.
your question.
No, I was just
Yeah,
repeating my question. So should you just create different cache approaches for different projects, or are there any patterns that you can reuse?
And by caching, you mean like caching, like using the Redis, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's let's say it's not that hard to implement. Yeah. It's always some kind of database that you're using for caching, and basically you are creating, let's say, some kind of class. Yeah. Or it depends on how you write the code. It could be not the class. It could be a bunch of functions. Yeah. Where you just interacting with the caching that system that you are using. Yeah, it's an abstraction, but for, let's say, you can cache a lot of things. Yeah, let's say you are caching the user's data, then some kind of reports. Yeah, and this kind of variety is handled by the patterns. Yeah, specifically in my project, we are using the strategy pattern. So basically, the interaction with the Redis is pretty similar, and we're just working with the simple API. But the way how you store the data for the different ways of caching, could be different. So that's why we are implementing that as a strategy. But there is like no like, let's say, document in our like department that we you should follow that, and no customization at all. Yeah, no, we do not have that thing, but there are like basic, let's say, patterns that you need to follow while implementing the caching.
Okay, thanks. And I have one about ports. You mentioned that we can actually communicate with, for example, different ports our server. During the course, will we touch this and see in practice, or?
Not really. So the only thing that you will touch is when you will create the API and providing some kind of port. Yeah, and maybe during the course you will need to work with the database. Yeah, and you need to store database somewhere, and some of you might install the database like manually, but some of them could use Docker, for some kind of advanced tools. But within the Docker, you need to point and specify the ports, so you will be able to access this kind of database. Yeah, but no specific tasks that are related to the ports. Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much.
I have one question about caching. For example, as you said, if you implement it on the backend side, do we need still to do it on the front end?
No, let's say the front end is always like in our, let's say, department and experience, the front end is always limited. Yeah. So for example, you have a good computer, but some person could have bad computer. Yeah. And we are trying to follow the rule that the caching could should be handled from the backend side. Yeah, and basically the general thing that we are facing is when we notice some kind of spike, in our system, and within the caching we can lower the CPU of our system and something like that. Yeah, but we are preferred to put caching in the backend side, but it could also be implemented from the front end. But we always discuss where it's better to put it.
Okay, thank you.
And so we have mentioned that JavaScript is the interpreted language, right? But I have read and heard that it's just-in-time compiled language. So what's the difference, or which one should we use regarding the JavaScript? Which is the better or more correct way?
I think there was some kind of internet connection issue at the start of your question. So you mentioned that JavaScript and what?
I was talking that we mentioned that JavaScript is interpreted language, right?
Yes.
But I have heard and read that it's just-in-time compiled. So which term is better to use and more correct regarding the JavaScript?
That's a good question. I'm not. Let's say it's better to use more common ways, because the second term that you mentioned is more, technical and let's say fancy maybe, and not everyone could understand what do you mean by that. Yeah. From my perspective, it's more about providing the general terms that everyone could understand. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question regarding the caching too. Well, the caching on the back end, but we can have caching on the front end, so we won't need to send additional requests, like useless requests, to the back. What's the general approach? Is it better to have on the both sides, or it depends on the projects?
Yeah, it depends on the projects, because you cannot, let's say, it depends on the project. It depends on the situation. Yeah, in the situation when you have to store a huge amount of data, yeah, you cannot rely on the front end, because, as I mentioned, the front end is limited. Yeah, and the backend is more flexible here. We could increase the capacity of our server or increase the capacity of the system of caching. Yeah. So let's say the minor things could be stored in the front end. Yeah, and the most caching is handled on the backend. But as I mentioned, it's always discussable. Yeah.
Okay, for example, the page of house rental, or I don't know, car retailing. And in this case, do we need the caching on the backend, because it's always updating the list? It's always getting new advertisements, let's say, or even new about information about the new house that is coming out to rent out.
Yeah, in that case, you don't need to put the caching. Caching, it's more about storing the frequently accessed data. Yeah, let's say, for example, while you are requesting this kind of page, you also need to get the user data. Yeah, and the user data is not that frequently changed, so you can cache it. But the data is that frequently changed, like you mentioned, the list of rentals. Yeah, it's not. It should not be. Okay, then.
Sorry,
yeah, sure.
Igor. I have one question, but can you stay tuned after everyone will leave? I will spend 5 minutes of you.
Sure.
Please.
Okay. Yeah, sure. No problem with that. Okay. So let me then share with you the homework that you are going to implement. Yeah. So we will provide you with the file and necessary.
Could you please zoom in a little bit?
Okay, sure.
It will be more visible.
I guess this one. Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, for me, yes.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, within that task, you will need to implement the application. So as you can see here, you have the variety of requirements. So yeah, so the application functionality is like installed via npm. Yeah, there will be a health check endpoint, and the health check endpoint should provide the specific data here, some specific headers, yeah, and the data. You should also put some kind of logging here, yeah, using the Winston package. Provide the environment variables. So you will also get familiar with that kind of tool. And also, we mentioned that, yeah, we're providing information about the ESLint and prettier. Yeah, so you have to set the rules up for your project. Yeah, and also working with the Git because you will like install the packages. Yeah, you should also get familiar with the git ignore and some kind of general scripts, yeah, that you can execute using the package JSON. And this is the list of the commands that you will need to implement. Yeah. In any kind of questions regarding the homework, feel free to
yes,
ask.
please. If I understand correctly, we just need to configure our project. We should not implement any CRUD operations, right?
What do you mean by implementing code operations?
CRUD, I mean CRUD operations. CRUD.
Oh, CRUD. So you will need, yeah, because there will be one endpoint mentioned here is to provide the get for the health. But interaction with the entity, like let's say update a user, it will be in other homeworks. Yeah, for now it's pretty simple.